All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into our Money Myths experiment. We're going to break down the savings tool we're using, the exact account that's meant to represent the safe way to grow your money. So, let's get into it.
First up, just a quick recap for anyone new here. The whole idea behind this Money Myths project is to test 3 totally different ways of making your money grow over the long term. We just really wanted to see what would happen if we consistently put the same small amount of cash on the same schedule into these completely different worlds.
And here are our 3 contenders. First, you've got the lottery. That's our stream for pure dumb luck. Then, we've got the share market, which is all about taking a calculated risk for potentially bigger growth. And finally, the star of today's show, a high-interest savings account. This is our champion of safety and predictability.
Now, the rules are simple, but we're being super strict to keep this a fair fight. Every single fortnight, exactly 50 Australian dollars goes into each of these 3 streams. That consistency is absolutely everything. It's the only way we're going to see how these small, regular investments really perform over time.
So for today, let's just put luck and risk to the side for a minute. This is all about that third stream, safety. We're going to pull back the curtain on the specific savings account we picked and show you exactly how it's going to work for this whole experiment.
We didn't just pull a name out of a hat. For the savings part of our experiment, we went with the ING Savings Accelerator. And the big question, of course, is why?
And that's a totally fair question. I mean, there are just countless savings accounts out there, all promising different things. So what was it about this particular one that made us say, yep, that's the one for our Money Myths project?
Okay, so the biggest reason, honestly, is how cost-effective it is. The headline feature is there are no monthly fees. That's huge, because it means every single dollar we put in actually stays in the account to earn interest. Sure, it has other nice perks for everyday banking, like getting ATM fees back, but for our experiment, the most important thing is that nothing is chipping away at our savings.
So, it's cheap to run. That's great. But this is a savings experiment, so what really matters is how it actually makes money. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the interest rates.
The Savings Accelerator is what you'd call a high-interest savings account. It's really flexible, and unlike something like a term deposit, it doesn't slap you with a penalty if you need to take money out. It works on what's called a tiered rate, which is just a fancy way of saying the interest you earn changes depending on how much cash is in the account.
Now, for our experiment, our balance is going to stay well within this first tier. For any amount up to $50,000, the standard variable interest rate is 2.50% per annum, or per year. You can think of that as our baseline. It's a solid foundation for growth.
But wait, it gets better. When we first opened the account, we actually qualified for this thing called a Kickstarter offer. This is basically a temporary bonus that gives our savings a fantastic little boost right at the start. It brings the total rate up to 3.55% per year, which is a really competitive rate right now. And it's designed to get you going.
And this shows you exactly how that bonus works. For the first 4 months of our experiment, every single dollar we put in earns that higher 3.55% rate. But once that 4-month period is up, it just rolls back to the standard 2.50%. It's a great little head start for our safety stream, right?
Okay, so we've got the account, we get the interest rates. Now let's see how this all comes together in our regular fortnightly process.
And the process itself is, beautifully simple. Every 2 weeks, we pop $50 into the account. We don't touch it. We literally just let it sit there and build up interest. And then we just check in and track how it's growing. This is our control group. It's steady, it's predictable, and it's very low risk.
And this is how we'll be watching the race unfold. With every update, we're going to fill in this chart to show you exactly how each stream is performing side by side. We'll see how much interest the savings have earned and compare that directly to any winnings from the lottery or any returns or losses from the share market.
So there you have it. That's the complete setup for our savings stream. It's designed to be super simple, totally transparent, and a really pure test of what consistent, safe saving can actually do.
At the end of the day, this account is our benchmark for safety. There's no lock-in periods, no penalties, just that steady, predictable growth from our regular deposits and the interest they earn. You could say it's the slow and steady tortoise in this whole financial race.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're testing here. Can a simple tool with a solid rate, powered by nothing more than just showing up and being consistent, actually hold its own against these other, more exciting but way more unpredictable methods?
So the big question is still out there. Over the long haul, can the slow, steady grind of a savings account actually outperform the high-risk, high-reward world of shares and the pure chance of the lottery? Well, there's really only one way to know for sure. You'll have to follow along with the Money Myths experiment to find out.